Inviting me today. I'll be your host today for the Footsoak meditation. My name is Lisa, and I've been meditating since 1985, and I'm broadcasting from beautiful Jonesboro, Arkansas. It's a beautiful spring day outside, and the birds are singing. And at this point, people have been coming into the room, getting their meditation area ready for the Footsoak, getting their Footsoak bucket. So if you haven't gotten your Footsoak bucket ready, we could it'll be fine if you want to get that right now. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, as I've been requested to. I feel like I want to tell you what meditation has done for my life. And so not only have I achieved this system where I can raise my own Kundalini and go into meditation, Sahaja Yoga has helped me, of course, with my health and well-being. And so I'm 62 now and pretty healthy, and I feel really good. And this is all due to Sahaja Yoga. People my age are often experiencing a lot of health problems. Another thing that has helped me with Sahaja Yoga all of these years, when I was a young woman, I came to Sahaja Yoga meeting when I was 25, and I got my realization. And then when Sri Mataji was touring America, she would come to different cities and we would go to her programs. And during these years, we developed a kind of a collaborative where we talked a lot, and I got a lot of mentorship. Over the years, I've developed a strong moral code. I have more compassion for people. I can feel for them better. I'm more creative. I started painting. I have a deep spiritual connection that I feel comforted by. I feel the presence of the divine in my life. I have a beautiful relationship with nature. Like, I'm very comfortable in the nature, and I really get a lot of grounding from going out and being in a silent, quiet space with just the trees and the water. I feel a connection and harmony with others. I strive to have beautiful relationships with other people. And I know that this is available to everybody who gets their realization. And so I'm so happy that you're here and that you are going to experience this together with us. Another thing is that it's a very satisfying feeling to be able to help others grow and achieve their goals, their spiritual goals and other goals in their lives. And finally, I just wanted to tell you that this practice has given me a lot of peace and serenity, because I feel like I know my life purpose, and I'm centered and balanced in terms of what I know I have to do in my life. And so this is what I wanted to share with you, is not so much about my personal life, but what has been important to me in my evolution in this practice. Thank you. So welcome this morning. If you are new to this practice, please be sure to tell Rahul, because we will be sure to give a little bit more orientation to what we're doing. So Rahul, if you're ready, let's go on, and I will slowly start to Footsoak. Okay. So this morning, I hope you have your bucket ready with some water in it. I have my salt. I poured it in my bucket. Before we get started, we're going to sit down and get comfortable. You have your paper towels, your water for rinsing off your feet. And we're going to, before we put our feet in the bucket, we're going to give a clockwise bandhan around the water in the bucket. So I'm doing that now. The bucket's down here, and I'm just making a circle to the right over the water 7 times. And then we're going to put our feet in the water. I like mine to be very, very warm, but you might like yours to be a different kind of temperature. All right. So now we're going to, Rahul, do I need to show them how to raise the Kundalini? Do you think there's anybody new?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to do the process of raising the Kundalini. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your left hand, put it across from your hips. Okay, put that across from your hips, and with your right hand, which directs the vibrations, you're going to make a round circle around that hand, and we're going to raise the energy up. We're removing the mothering energy from the base of the spine up, and we're going to tie a knot like that. And that's one. And we're going to do that 3 times. And that is called raising the Kundalini, or mothering energy. And I'm showing you, and I like to look at my hands when I do that. And where our attention is inside is on the top of our head and also in our hands, so that we're following the energy up. Okay. So on the last time, I'm going to tie it 3 times. Carefully. Okay. That's called raising the Kundalini. And that brings the energy all the way up past this point here where it came out. And then it emits, right? And then we're going to put ourselves in Bandhan, and I will show you again. So with the left hand in my lap and the right hand guiding the energy, I'm going to place this down across my hip, and I'm going to make an arc across my body, left to right. So front and back is 1, and we're going to do that 7 times. I've lost count. And it always feels good to do this. You feel protected. And that's what it's doing. It's taking the energy and it's creating a shield around us. So now we have our energy is up here. It's tied up, right, very firmly above our heads, and we're protected. So now we put our hands in our lap and we feel what we feel in our hands. So Rahul, let's look at the next slide. Thank you. Okay, so our hands, as you recall, can feel the vibrations, and each finger relates to a different chakra. So with your attention here at the top of your head, sit for a minute and try to feel what you feel in your hands. And please let Rahul know if you can't hear me very well. So some of the fingers might be cool. Some of the fingers might be warm. And some of them might be pulsing or tingling or sort of dull feeling. If it's cool, it means that the chakra is open and the vibrations are flowing through the chakra. If it's warm, that just means that the Kundalini is coming up the central channel and trying to open that chakra. And as it opens, it goes from chakra to chakra. So if this one, for example, is closed, but this one is open, so then you still need to work on this one in order for the Kundalini to make it up. So over time, don't worry if you cannot feel something on your hands. You will get this ability over time the more you try. And that's why we're doing this today. So now let's pull our attention inside. Close our eyes and pull our attention inside our body and try to relax our shoulders. You're sitting up kind of straight. Your feet are in the bucket. and all of the heat and energy that needs to leave your body, the sadness, the regret, is going out your feet into the salt water. And it's okay if you came late and you need to go get your bucket now. It's okay. So now let's just practice breathing in and out. Release your tension. And you can stroke the energy in your arms and your legs into the bucket, toward the bucket. So it's sweeping any of the sadness or the tension into the salt water. Sort of brush off your body into the salt water. Okay. And then put your hands back in your lap. Your hands are always in this position upward. And we're going to balance the left and the right channel. So in order to clear the left channel, which runs from your left hip up across your forehead to the right side of your brain, we're going to take the left hand and leave it in the lap, but the right hand we point toward the floor, because the Mother Earth is going to pull and cleanse us. So let's put ourselves in that position to clear the left channel. And we can offer a silent prayer that, Mother, please clear all of my sadness and worry and fear and insecurity today. I don't want to have that anymore. And where I'm putting my attention is at the top of my head, because I still want my Kundalini energy to follow my attention up to my head. Okay, so then you might be feeling the sensation of a little bit more vibrations coming into you, or you might not yet. So then what we do sometimes is we shake the vibrations off toward the Mother Earth. So shake off the vibrations in your right hand there. Shake it off on your left hand, okay? And we'll come back to this if it's not clear at the end. Is your attention at the top of your head? Put it right there at the center. You can push your fingers down to feel where it should go. Right in the center there. Okay. Now we're going to clear the right side. So you're going to lift your left hand up. You're going to lift your left hand up as though it's ventilating heat. And your right hand will be flat in your lap. And this will clear the right channel, because the right channel is the hot channel. It absorbs, it's like an engine that burns from all of our activity. And so we need to cool it off by venting the heat like a stovepipe out our hand. And the heat goes into the air and out. Mother, please clear my right side and make me a centered person. Take away all of my anger and aggression and thinking. Too much thinking, too many worries. And on this center, well, for this part, we'll get to the Agya chakra, but right now I'm feeling a little bit of resistance right at my forehead. So if you don't mind, another affirmation we can say is, Mother, I forgive everyone. I love everyone. I'm perfectly happy. I'm not a critic. Nice. Okay. So now you can shake off both the hands and put them in your lap and be a scientist and feel if there has been an improvement. Maybe there's more flow. All right. So now, generally speaking, whenever the Sahaja people, whenever we practice Sahaja Yoga, we like to always make sure that the first chakra is open before we do any further chakras. So we're going to start at the base, and we're just going to place our hand on our hip, on the left side of our hip, firmly, near the Muladhara chakra, which is at the base of the spine. So that's the place between the hip and the leg on the left side. And I've got my full hand open, but I'm pressing down firmly. And at this center, I want you to feel the sweetness of this chakra. So let's say an affirmation. Mother, please let me feel the sweetness of life. Please let me feel the vibrations. Please make me innocent and kind as a person. Okay. Now shake off your hand, and I'm going to feel the vibrations and see what we need to work on collectively. See, you can try it too. What do we need to work on all together? So I was feeling my thumbs a little bit. So I'm going to ask us to put our hand flat on the middle part of our tummy, below the belly button, very flat on the Swadhisthana chakra. And that will open that center, which is, and Mother, please let me feel the sweetness of the Swadhisthana chakra, which is the center of creativity and life. And let me feel the beauty of the pure knowledge. Rahul, is it time to move on to our central channel talk, or could I do one more chakra or two? Okay, I will just continue on what I need to do. All right, so I always like to work a little bit on the center heart. I wasn't feeling it particularly much, but as Americans, we tend to have closed hearts, so let's open that a little bit further. Mother, please let me feel the sweetness of the love of the divine. Please let me feel the sweetness of my connection with the divine. let me feel fearless and powerful in my life with no regrets and no, not feeling checkmated by everything. Shake off your hand. Let's put our attention at the very top chakra here. I'm not the very top chakra, sorry, the Agya chakra on our forehead. And for this chakra, we always need to bend our head a little bit to show our humility. Mother, please let me feel the sweetness of being the witness and of not judging other people. Please let me feel the sweetness of forgiveness and harmony with other people. Please let me feel the sweetness of being at peace with my brain. Okay, shake off your hand. Very nice. And now what you do is you tip your head back up into the light. And this is where we put our hand on the back of our head and we say, Mother, please forgive me. But the way I want to say it today is, Mother, please let me feel the sweetness of being humble and knowing that I have made mistakes, but now I'm on a new path. Mother, please let me forgive myself and rest comfortably in the security of my enlightened self. I'm not a fearful being. I'm not an ashamed being. I'm in joy. Okay? And now we'll put our hand on the very top of our heads, which was soft when we were a baby, and we'll push down and turn in a little bit. Turn the skin to the right in a circle with the flat of your hand pushing down on your scalp. This is a nice massage for the top of your head, and it will open the top chakra. And now poke your fingers around on your scalp so you can tell what parts are sensitive and need to be open. Okay, now we're going to shake off our hands and we're going to sit for 1/2 a second here, feel our vibrations. Make your mind quiet. No pictures in your mind. All right, now we're going to when you're ready, we're going to use our water and we're going to rinse off our feet. When you're ready, you can keep your feet in there if you want to, but I'm going to rinse off my feet. And I'm going to use either my towel, you can use a towel, or you can use your paper towels to dry your feet, and then take your bucket to the toilet and throw the water away. I'll be right back. Thank you. We're back now. Hopefully that was pleasant for you. I want you to try and put your hands back in your lap and your attention here and see what you feel. I'm still feeling a little bit of left side. So I got my hand in my lap and my right hand to the floor. And that will clear the left side a little bit further. And the left side is, again, the side that on the left side of our body. It's the side that is a little bit sad, a little bit sleepy. It's the past. And so if you have that tendency in you, you would use a candle treatment, which we can teach you later if we haven't done that before. And that's so it's the light that cleanses the left channel. And on the right side, if you're feeling hot in your right hand, you would use ice on your liver. Just put some ice in a baggie and put it on your liver as you foot soak. But I think that that's another lesson. So let's let's turn our attention, and Rahul, go ahead and tell me if you want, if you're feeling something that, or Anna Maria, that we need to work on specifically. That I'll try to pay attention to the chat, but if I don't get it, then let me know. We're going to turn our attention now to the central channel. And we looked at the chart before, and there were 3 different bars in the chakra chart. The central channel is the channel of the Kundalini. Okay, good. It begins at the very lowest part of our spine, and it goes all the way up our, actually our spine up to the limbic area of our head, and emits. And the central channel is responsible for our seeking, for our evolution, and it is the channel that is associated with meditation, because most people are either on a spectrum of going right to left, or swinging between going right and left. They work too hard and then they crash, or they're sad and then they go exercise too much. And so those 2 channels in normal human beings who have not received their realization, they don't have this centralizing force, which is the Kundalini energy, the mothering energy that pulls us up through the central channel and brings everything into alignment. And so we have less of a tendency to go left or right and be aggressive or sad. We're more drawn to the center, which is the state of balance, where we're neither we're neither fearful or reacting aggressively. And so we are reacting as a witness in the center. So in this subtle system, we can nourish this ability for the body to heal. So let's go to the next slide, please. Oh, sorry, let's look at the central nervous system slide. Okay, so the left and right channel are called the sympathetic nervous system, and the central channel is called the autonomic nervous system, because you can look at the word automatic. There are things inside of us that work automatically. If you think about it, we grow automatically, we digest automatically, our blood flows, we heal, we breathe, our heart beats, so many things. This is a very simplistic idea, but basically everything, right? In the same way that a flower becomes a fruit, human beings blossom automatically. We don't control this. We can nurture it. We can make sure we get a good night's rest, but we can't really monitor the functions of what happens when we sleep. That's something automatic in our brain. And same thing with lots of different things. But once we have our realization, we're activating the parasympathetic nervous system to be more of a energizing force for our body. It heals our chakras, which in turn heal our organs, and then it decreases our heart rate, our respiratory rate, blood pressure, and tension reactions like pupil dilation, and soothes us down. So then without this stress, we're less likely to get sick, because stress causes a lot of things to go haywire in our body. It also allows us to repair genes, as Shrimaji will say later on in her talk. We're going to watch a talk of Shrimaji's in a minute. So the central nervous system is the central channel. Sympathetics are on the left and the right. And so when we want to get in balance, we meditate, because that activates the central nervous system. And so when I go into the doctor for checking my blood pressure, I put myself in bandhan and meditate before, so that my blood pressure is perfect when it's checked. This is something I can do as a yogi. All right, let's go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So this is just more of a kind of an anatomical reminder that everything is nourished by the vagus nerve and all of the nerves that run down our spine. And so as we work on these chakras, you are healing your body. And when you meditate, you're allowing that Kundalini to flush through and release all of the toxins in your body. Foot soaking, the toxins go out of your feet. When you're meditating, the toxins go out of your mind. And so you are pulled into balance and everything's put back into a state of balance. And so that fewer things go wrong with our body. And so we have to work on this as for ourselves, but we also have to teach people that actually health is reliant on our chakra system being clear, because when there's heat in the system, when the chakras are clogged, then we're more prone to problems around that specific organ. So if you're having a health issue, you will put your hand on that part of your body and you will direct vibrations from your right hand to that chakra. All right, so we'll have a time for questions and answers later on after this. Okay, so what's the next slide? Let's see. Okay. So this slide is really a reminder that every part of our program is experiential. You are supposed to be paying attention to how you are feeling the vibrations at every moment. And some people can't feel in their hands yet. Sometimes it takes several months to be able to feel things in your hands, but sometimes people feel things in their body. Okay. And if you don't know where to start with the lowest chakra and work up in terms of clearing out. Okay, next slide, thank you. All right, so before we watch Srimataji's talk on evolution, I just wanted to remind you before we talk about this Kundalini, sorry, I forgot one point, and that is humans evolved from animals to human being state through the process of evolution and the central channel, which has all of the milestones of our evolution in it. First we were just, microbes, and then we crawled out, and then we became humans. And whether you believe that or not fully, that is what our practice believes. And in this next state, though, we will be moving on from human to something greater than being human. It's an in-between state where we have the superpowers of our self-realization. We can feel vibrations, we can heal others, we can be in connection, we are creative, and we can affect change through our meditation. So Srimataji will explain that in her video, but I just wanted to mention that if that's not clear. Okay, so this slide, if we're looking at it, I guess I like to teach people to really begin to pay attention to the top chakra, which is called the Sahasrara chakra. And the Kundalini comes up and it crosses the Sahasrara chakra and emits, right? So if, as you try to practice every day, you're bringing the Kundalini up and you're making sure that this chakra is eventually opening for you and you're able to feel the vibrations coming out. And so try to feel them over your Sahasrara now. Some people can feel them well. Some people have a harder time. For some people, it's way up here, from other people's here. And then you switch hands to see what you can feel. But the idea is that you start to be able to feel this chakra up here. And that usually means that our mind shuts off, because as the Kundalini crosses here, it closes the ego down and we can't think. So close your eyes 1 second, put your attention at the top chakra. Okay, we're going to watch Sri Mataji's talk for 6 minutes, and we'll keep our attention at Sastra as a place. Rahul's just getting that ready.
We talk of a last breakthrough of the evolution. How do you achieve it? When you are evolved up to the state of human beings, we have to know one thing for definite, that there's something missing within us. Otherwise, world would have been a most beautiful place, the paradise to live in. But something wrong with the human beings, and what is that? Is to understand how we have come through evolution. And as human beings, there are so many things of the animal stage lingering within us. The way we talk, the way we try to appraise others, the way we talk to sort of dominate others, the way we want to snatch everything, the way we are only worried about our food, this, that, all this is not really noble human beings' sides. These are all lingering from that animal instinct. All right, we have to accept, because we are human beings, so they are to be there. The thing so much frightening. But also we have one more thing, that we think. And we think and think and think and think, no end of ourselves sometimes. Sometimes we think we should protest for this. Sometimes we feel that we must become very violent. All these things are coming from our human mind. Animals won't be violent for something just for violence sake. They'll be violent, all right, but for their own purpose of killing some animal or something. But here we have groups and groups of people who just enjoy violence. This is another development in the human awareness, I think, that we enjoy destruction of others. But also there is a seeking. This is a sign that people want their evolution. They want to evolve into a better personality. That they want to become something which is complete. Now, how do you achieve it? Now, I must say that we have not achieved our evolution ourselves up to the human level. So, to achieve a higher awareness, there must be some arrangement between us. And that is the arrangement we are not aware of. And that arrangement is that within you is the power, it's your own power to give you this last breakthrough through the awakening of that power. Already you have been told about it. It exists, it is there, and it is the right of every human being to get his self-knowledge, self-realization. Sahaja, Sah means born with you. With you is born the right. And why should we not ask under fundamental rights society that we should have our self-realization, which is your own? It is there already placed within you. You don't have to do anything. Of course, you can't pay for it. How much did you pay for your evolution so far? And how can it be different from different people? Because in every human being, this power, which we call as Kundalini, exists, whether he is white, black, yellow, blue, any color. Whether he belongs to north or south, any place. Whether he belongs to this country or that country, they all have this power universally placed in their Kundalini. Even if I say everybody has a heart, so why should you have differentiation? But this mind, this human mind creates this differentiation and this problem saying that, of course, they are not of our country, they don't belong to our group. And like animals, again, we start getting into groups of different, denomination. Like some people have their fork and spoon put this way, so they are one group. Some people drink coffee, so they have a group like that. We are very good at forming groups. This is also animal instinct, I think, that we try to form groups of such stupid things. And then we can have wars, because we must fight. We are a group, something great, so we should fight others. All these instincts that are within us are inherited. They have come to us. They say it is in our genes. Still, can we change the genes? Can we transform our personality into something higher? And for that, I tell you, there is a power within us. All of you have that power within you. And what does it give you? It passes through 6 centers, as told to you. It nourishes it, it integrates it, and ultimately it pierces through the last spontaneous bone area. We can call the actualization of the baptism, and is connected to the all-pervading power of divine love. Again I say love, divine compassion and divine love. So you get connected to that power which is all-pervading.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahul. So just before we have another short meditation, I just wanted to show you this hierarchy chart. Shrimaji was talking about how, we came up from animals, so they're sort of at the psychological level down there, physiological level, where they're more concerned with food and water, et cetera, and protecting what they have. And then we go as human beings to the safety mode, and love and belonging, esteem, up to what is self-actualization or self-realization. And even though Maslow didn't call it self-realization, that's where human beings are bound toward. And we are in the process of actualizing ourselves. But if you can imagine, if people don't have a house, they don't have safety, then it is very hard for them to put their attention on their spirit and their spiritual growth. And they are consumed with trying to just survive. And so we have to be very compassionate to the human beings who are not at our level. But presumably the reason you're here is because you have progressed through these stages, and you are actually in the course of trying to figure out the last pyramid at the top, and this will help you a lot. And we are so pleased that you are here and have a lot of love and respect for you. But you have to understand that because you are at the pinnacle, you have lived many lifetimes, and you are seeking, you are in a special category of human beings that have a very important role in the world. and that is to progress the human society now to the next stage. And so when there's a critical mass of people who have had their realization, we will be able to tip over into the golden age. But right now, we are still working out some of the problems that were from the very bad time called Kali Yuga. So I just wanted to wrap up Mother's Talk that way, and we'll talk about that more during the Q&A. But for now, let's try to go into a meditation. We're going to have a 5-minute meditation, and then we'll have our end ceremony, and then we'll have question and answer for those who want to stay on. Try to go into a thoughtless state without any thinking, with your hands in your lap. Rahul, can you show Mother's picture, please? Thank you. So let's slowly open our eyes and look at Srimatiji's picture. We've tried meditating both ways, with and without Mother's picture, and we find that it's helpful. Feel the vibrations in your hands. Let's show the slide of what the next steps for meditation are. Please, Rahul. So as he's bringing up that slide, put your attention inside on your heart chakra. And I want you just to feel love for yourself, that you are all right, that you are protected, that you are valued. And there's nothing wrong now. You just have to step forward and have everything go right for you in your life. Put the past behind you. Be at peace with yourself. There we go. So on our hands again, see what we're feeling, see whether we feel anything different from when we first started meditating. You might actually feel more because the system is waking up, and you couldn't feel it before, but now you're feeling it. So you know what to do, you know which chakras to work on from this chart. As you foot soak every day. So the next steps would be to try and meditate every day. Try to foot soak at the end of the day. Try to meditate for at least 10 minutes. And check your vibrations. We've talked about raising the Kundalini, putting yourself in Bandhan. And then you can return to class every week, and it's always free. And then eventually, if you want a mentor, or if you want to be connected with a Sahaja Yoga center, physical center near you, we have quite a large network, and we can try and, if you make that request through the chat or through a Rahul, we can try to connect you with the people nearby in the city nearest you. So let's raise our Kundalini. This will be the end of our meditation together, and then people can stay on for questions. Last one, 3 knots. And our bandhan. Oh, lots of vibrations. Feeling the chilliness from my legs all the way to the top of my head. That's the formal close of our class. And if people have questions, we would love for you to stay on and go ahead and turn on your mics and ask questions. And I've never done this before, so Rahul, if I'm not doing it correctly, let me know.
It was a wonderful session. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for all your help. He's working so hard there. So good morning, Mary. Hi, do you have a question or a comment?
Yeah, I definitely am feeling more vibrations every time I do this, and I'm feeling energy in a more real way in my hands. I guess my question is, well, this is recorded, right?
Actually, would you like it not recorded during this phase, or how do you?
No, I mean, whatever is helpful is fine with me. What I would like a more consistent